Hello, everyone. Brandon Burbank here, and I've got another exciting episode here. Uh, no, this is not the Mike and Jamie show from NSA, but my point is the reevaluation of my bipolar disorder diagnosis and what this means now and what this means to me as well. And so, how I am choosing to live my life as well as provide value to the customers, to the market here in America as well as the Latin American speaking countries around the world. So that's just a lot of perspective to give to you all today. Now, I wanted to break down this really conundrum, so to speak, of bipolar disorder and what this has done for me in my life. Since I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder at the early age of 19. I'm 26 now, so there's been a lot of struggle, a lot of time that has progressed since that diagnosis, and what has unraveled underneath everything is really a lot of misunderstanding. First and foremost for myself, but then also for the people around me. Um, I don't have a large follower base right now. I don't have all the financial backings, the corporate sponsorships, the investments, things like that. But my point is, excuse me, my point is that there's a lot of things that have happened in my past that are affecting my current state of life in every aspect, from business to personal. Now, I'm not trying to go into a personal conversation with y'all tonight. Um, I'm going to be focusing more about the reevaluation of my bipolar disorder diagnosis, because I believe in my form of expression as a human being and my basic rights. I deserve to share with you guys what I believe in, as well as my truth. And so I'm going to go into the bipolar disorder reevaluation. Is the word that I'm putting out there, because I'm curious about, where this is all coming from. How did I come to a diagnosis of bipolar disorder, which I even wrote a book on my life story, which I think is very powerful. And it's very, it's very uplifting, positive, vulnerable. I had a customer review. Jessica said that the this book was written very vulnerably, and that is very correct. But my point is, as I look forward into my future with my book, with my business, and with my personal life, there's a lot of things that I'm trying to convey to my audience, to the people around me, and it's becoming more and more of a struggle to unpackage who I am as a person, and what does this bipolar disorder mean. So I'm going to cut to the chase now. And the bipolar disorder, I don't know if I really believe that I have a disorder. I think that the instances in my life have led me to specific places. For example, my study abroad trip to Barcelona, Spain, things like that. And then there's specific life events that occurred in my life that really flared things up and made more medical doctors, medical professionals more heavily involved in my life for a long period of time. As a result, all of these um, continuation of events have kind of built up a wall of control over my life, because of the decisions that I made in my past, right? So because of that, I have to realize that the things that I'm saying to y'all here publicly right now is, you might not understand everything that I'm saying or where I'm coming from, but all I'm trying to say is, I don't have it figured out right now. I don't have all of it figured out. I have the ability to control myself, who I am, and just being able to love myself ultimately, and then also to in my faith in Christ, believing in God and following His word. So that's just a big, really component about the bipolar disorder diagnosis. And so, you know, it's been hard with this diagnosis, and it's affected me internally and the people around me for a long time, and it will continue until I'm dead. But my point is, I'm not gonna like say I don't have bipolar disorder, because there's a lot of medical studies that have shown that mental illness does exist, and but there, on the other hand, people say that it doesn't exist. This is like in Southern California, literally. Oh, about a year or two ago, I spoke with a gentleman, and he was like, "Yeah, mental illness does not exist in the Black community, Brandon." And so that's another thing that I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'm not thinking correctly about this perspective of mental illness, of what I was taught versus how I was, versus the reality and how I see life through my eyes, through my lens, not other people's lenses. Because I'm an independent thinker, if you can't tell by now, and that's my point. But the reevaluation of my bipolar disorder diagnosis, I'm putting this out there lightly because I'm trying to unravel my future right now, to this day, because I believe that my future is dependent upon the actions that I take in the present moment. And that is so powerful, because the fact that we have choices here in America, at least in America, to make choices to better further our purpose, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, etc. I'm not trying to go into politics. I won't go into that direction right now. My point is that I think that it's fair for me to ask for a reevaluation of my bipolar disorder diagnosis, and also just making sure that I'm taking actions accordingly on behalf of my personal life, as well as my career, as well as my follower base, which is about 323 followers at the moment, and on my YouTube channel is like 137 subscribers. So that's a significant number, because you got people out there. The Weeknd, for example, he's got like over 70 million followers, listeners on Spotify. Drake, over 55 million subscribers on Spotify. Those are just a few artists that I listen to kind of accordingly. So, but my point is, back to the whole reevaluation of bipolar disorder, there's been a lot of things that have happened in my life recently that are leading me to inviting you all to listen to what I have to say about this very important topic on mental illness, mental health, because not only is it because it affects my life, but it also affects you. Now, whether you have a mental illness diagnosis or not, I'm sure that you might know somebody who's affected and that you care about dearly. And so if they care about this person, or if you care about that person who has a mental illness very dearly, then I think it's safe to say that this conversation right now that I'm having with myself is going to be important for you to kind of really dig deep into, and finding clarity, understanding, truth of the matter for you, and whether you want to agree with what I'm saying or disagree with what I'm saying. Ultimately, though, I am going to just continue to follow looking forward, so to speak. I'm gonna look towards guidance from just professionals in general, professionals who are very skilled and educated and knowledgeable around different subjects, that will help guide me with compass direction for future decision making, especially when more money is involved, when more people are involved, when different organizations, companies, uh, groups of people, ethnic backgrounds, etc. That is why I'm here, because I'm trying to express myself, my truth, my power to convey to the world, and then lastly, it's just a matter of finding out that my purpose is to help the mental health community. So I'm just because I'm questioning this evaluation of bipolar disorder diagnosis, I'm also making a declaration to myself right now that I will not just, leave the mental health community and say I forgot the mental health community, because they were the ones that helped build me up and made me for who I am, the man I am today. Heck, I wrote a book about this, and it's very powerful. And so that's why I'm very blunt, but also confidently enough to say that I'm not forgetting who I am and forgetting where my past, who I used to be in my past. So I hope that this has helped you give more insight and direction on myself, perspective on somebody who is diagnosed with bipolar disorder at the age of 19. I'm now currently 26 years old. And my hope to you would be that you would learn to open your mind, to listen openly and attentively to the perspectives of others beyond the self. All right. With that being said, guys, take care and have a great day and stay blessed. And God is with me and God is with y'all. Have a good one.